as basically off-season rumors.
Okay.
Just what everybody's, they're not they are predictions, but it's just like possibilities.
So I'm gonna.
For those of you that are watching, this is you can go on ESPN and literally find this. It is predicting the 2020 NFL offseason.
Right.
And it's actually, I don't like ESPN, but I'll give them credit. This is actually pretty entertaining if you want to just go and read that.
I'm gonna get rid of some cams for during the week. I know I had to pull this up the next day, but whatever. Here, I guess I could put it over in this corner. I want to move some cameras around here, folks. Watching online. So you guys can see online exactly what we're doing. So we've got Tom Brady, Jadeveon Clowney, Cam Newton, AJ Green. We're not gonna play Melvin. We'll play Phillip Rivers. How about that? We might even play old Trent Williams here for you.
Well,
so
that's fine. You can play Trent Williams for me if you want. The thing is, I'm pretty optimistic we can re-sign him, or we can keep him. I think he's still under contract, but I'm pretty positive we can keep him, unless they just blow our doors away with what they're offering for him. I think we can keep him.
I'm gonna start with Trent then.
Okay.
All right. So Hunter Redskins fan. I'm pulling for the Browns. Was hoping this happened last year when he decided didn't want to play for you guys. But the way this works, folks, is that when you click a player, that gives you 3 teams to pick for where he'll choose. Once you choose that team, then that sets up some dominoes on where everybody else will go.
And a lot of this is offensive lineman.
I'm not going to play offensive lineman dominoes. I just wanted to read you
just where he
Trent
could go.
Williams. It says Washington can't realistically expect to get the 10th overall selection for its left tackle, but Cleveland's second-round pick at 41 would be a reasonable return. The Browns desperately need to upgrade at left tackle. Would you take a second-round pick for Trent Williams, Mr. Redskin?
Yeah, because usually the first 3 rounds you can get a starter. If you're lucky and you have multiple picks in the first or second round, you can get a couple players, and we need players.
Mm-hmm.
To me, if we're gonna go Chase Young in the first round, that means with either our early pick in the second round or if we traded for this pick here, we need to go cornerback because we got to find an answer for Josh Norman. We're trying to move off Josh Norman. We don't want to pay his contract anymore. He gets beat regularly. So to us, we're looking for a cornerback. And if not, even if you trade the second-round pick and move, obviously, you move Trent Williams for this second-round pick, you can replace him with an offensive lineman. So the problem is that pick going to be of the caliber that Trent Williams is? Because he's rated as a top 5 left tackle, if not probably the best left tackle in football. So I don't know. Would I take it? Yeah, mostly if he says I definitely am not playing. Because then I'm like, we just got to unload him because we need something.
Okay.
I would love a first-round pick for him. That's going to be tough. But if it's a team that really needs him, then I could see that happening. But the second rounder, I'm fine with it.
All right,
I'm fine with it. But I'm dead serious. I think we can work it out with Trent Williams.
I think this is the key to Brady will be the key to the postseason on where all the other dominoes will fall. So I want to do him before we do. Because
I'm looking with Trent Williams here, because they give you 3 possibilities he could go, and you asked me would I take a second. Mm-hmm. I mean, I would for the Browns, but it says here, the Dolphins, if they have multiple first-round picks, the Dolphins they say that if they trade the 26th and a second-round pick, yeah, why not? That's a definite deal. And then they said the Patriots could trade their top pick and a second-round pick. So it's a later first-round pick and a second-round pick, but if you are the Washington Redskins and you're Coach Rivera and you can't work it out with Trent Williams, but you have needs on the team, why not try and get a haul like that? Because that's what a lot of people are saying. If they don't take Chase Young, the amount of draft picks that they can get might be able to rebuild this whole team. But I'm so sold on Chase Young that there's no way that happens.
All right, so
go to the quarterbacks.
This is going to get silly for a minute, so just follow my logic. I don't have to go down through the whole thing. But
if you're watching, then
it'll
you can read
it'll
on
be
the
much
screen.
easier watching.
Yeah,
but
yes.
if you're listening, that's fine. We're going to go through it. So this is predicting Brady to either the Bears, Chargers, or Colts.
And this is all the dominoes that fall.
This is what would
after.
happen. All All right. If Brady signed with the Bears, Chicago would have to trade Leonard Floyd to clear up cap space. Patriots could then sign Cam Newton, Marcus Mariota, or Marcus Mariota. Sorry, Mariota to the Panthers. Hunter. So Brady to the Bears somehow figures in to the Panthers situation, which would send maybe Cam to the Patriots and Mariota to the Panthers, Bridgewater to the Colts, Trubisky to the Dolphins. Do you think there's a possibility of Brady in Chicago?
There's always a possibility. It's a larger market in the NFL.
Mhm.
You know, we've said it before. How much pull is Giselle really going to have on where he goes because, you know, of her brand and the market values for her fashion? The thing is Chicago. Do you think Chicago really is a contender and they're just a quarterback away? And that's what a lot of people have to consider, because to me, in all seriousness, if you have to make up space and you're trading Leonard Floyd, I don't think that's a smart move, because Leonard Floyd is a key piece on that defense. I understand the trading Mitch Trubisky part, because I understand that completely. You would just have a good backup there and then going obviously with Tom Brady, but trading Leonard Floyd has got so much speed off the edge. He plays a hybrid. They call him just edge. You know, in the draft, that's what they call him now, edge. If they can play outside linebacker or defensive end, he's just so fast, and he's a sack machine.
All right. Brady to the Chargers, Hunter.
No, I could see that.
Then that would send, this is the ESPN's predictions, not ours. That would send Phillip Rivers to the Jaguars. Nick Foles traded to the Colts. Colts draft Tua. And Taysom Hill signs a 2-year offer sheet with the Raiders. And New England signs Teddy Bridgewater. So far, with 2 moves from Brady to the Bears would mean Patriots with Cam Newton.
Yeah.
And Brady to the Chargers would mean Patriots with Teddy Bridgewater.
I think Bridgewater is going to be at play for almost every team that needs a quarterback, especially the bubble teams that think they can make a playoff run. I could see Teddy Bridgewater in Tennessee. I could see Teddy Bridgewater if he gets re-signed by New Orleans, if somebody comes after Taysom Hill in New Orleans, because then they're going to be out of who they think is going to be the replacement for Drew Brees. So I think Teddy Bridgewater is in play for a lot of teams. He's got a winning record everywhere he's been. He's like 22-12.
You know, we never bring up Matt Stafford in this. When we talk about all these quarterbacks moving, there's rumors swirling according to this that the Lions are considering moving on from Stafford and drafting a quarterback with one of their top picks. Excuse me. If Brady goes to the Colts, it says the Patriots could trade for Matt Stafford. I don't know what that Colts have to do with the Lions. Teddy Bridgewater to the Chargers. Jaguars trade with the Dolphins to move up and get Herbert. Eagles somehow acquire Nick Foles. All right. What do you like the most? Brady, Bears, Chargers, or Colts?
The one I think that would fit the best is the Colts. I think he would do fantastic with the Colts. He's got an offensive mind at head coach with Reich. Right. Who was a part of the Super Bowl team for the Eagles and was one of the main reasons that they got such great quarterback play out of Carson Wentz and Nick Foles.
I think there's smoke to this Cowboys fire. I really do.
Talks about him possibly going to the Cowboys.
Well, why didn't Jerry give Dak an extension? Why did Brady do everything he has to act like he's moving out of town?
Yeah.
Why? If you're Tom Brady, Hunter.
Yeah.
Where would you want to play? Honestly, why would he want to go to Chicago? It's cold, just like New England. You're old.
Yeah.
You'd think you'd want, if I'm going to spend the end of my career, where do I want to finish my team? Either a marquee franchise while trying to win the Super Bowl, or in some type of nice destination with your family for promotion. And I don't think Chicago fits either one of those. I mean, I think the setup is for Dallas, L.A., or Oakland. I think that's
I could
the
see
setup.
that. The only reason
best football
team to me out of those three would be the Colts. Could be the Colts, yeah.
But Brady in Dallas, Now, remember, this would be no Jason Garrett.
No, Jason Garrett. Mike
Brady
McCarthy.
with Mike McCarthy in Dallas with a good line and a good running game.
I mean, I could see it. I could see it.
Dez Bryant's talking about coming back.
Yeah.
Brady and
Bud does Dallas bring Dez back?
Brady and Dez in Dallas for 2 years. Like what? If you're going to finish your career in Brady, Dallas is you finish with a star on your helmet, or you say the Chargers because it's a new stadium and it's L.A. That's why it's not to be a San Diego Charger.
Well, they also have the best roster probably to try and win now. The problem was with them last year, they really wanted to move off Phillip because his age started to show, whereas Tom Brady's age has yet to show, but it's right there cusping that eventually it will. But they were just injury-riddled all over the place. Injuries. Everybody just got hurt. The defense was decimated by injuries. They lost, I think, 2 tackles to injury on the offensive side. So, that's tough. That's tough. But if everybody's healthy, the Chargers, out of those 3 teams that were listed, could be the best one to get him to for him, playing in a fancy market, yes. But the Colts, to me, still have the best because their coach, I think, is better than Anthony Lynn.
So that moves us over to,
but here's the question, and here's the question too: if he goes to the Chargers, think about it. Does he really want to play Patrick Mahomes 2 times a year?
I don't know.
Like that is who is standing in his way.
I think Dallas is the best spot.
Well, he has an opportunity to
the division's not that
still
good
win.
At all.
Yeah, he has an opportunity to still win. But
Good
Giants
team,
fans
Dallas.
are going to think they're going to get 2 wins every year because they're the Brady killers.
I mean, and they haven't signed Dak. This would be a good chance to move on from Dak.
Yeah.
I mean, either Jerry has to say, I want to give Dak $120 to $150 million,
right, or
take a chance here in my late years. That's what I think. You got to think about that too. It's late in his life. AJ Green. Let's do him. 49ers, Colts, or Raiders? Which one you like the best?
The one I like the best for him is the 49ers.
All right, so let's put him in the 49ers. If AJ goes to the 49ers, that means Emmanuel Sanders would go to the Jets, Robbie Anderson to the Packers, Hooper to the Patriots, and the Patriots get Dante Pettis, Aguilar to the Colts.
And the reason why I think the 49ers would be the spot, obviously, Kyle Shanahan, head coach. He's great on offensive schemes. They have a set quarterback, where the Colts and Raiders, it's still question about who their quarterback is. Because as of right now, Jimmy Garoppolo is the starting quarterback in San Francisco. I know there's questions about whether or not they would move off of him when his contract's done in April.
They could technically get Brady too.
Yeah. And see, this is what I don't like to see. The bottom line that's in yellow that's underneath AJ Green. You've seen him with Andy Dalton. Now imagine him with whoa. Let's not talk bad about the the winning seasons and the 4 10-win seasons that Andy Dalton has. No. Don't try and downplay Andy Dalton, because I think he's going to be a real play that nobody's really made at this point.
Mm-hmm. Well, AJ to the Raiders or Colts?
To the Raiders or the Colts? Out of those two, the one that I could see really panning out for him would be the Colts. I think it would make the Colts instantly a contender depending on who the quarterback play is, because then they can not only just have A.J. Green, whoever they go and get at the tight end position, and they also have slot receiver Parrish that they got in the NFL draft from Ohio State, and then T.Y. Hilton. So that would really round out the receiving core in Indianapolis. It's just going to depend on the quarterback situation. Jacoby Brissett can win you games, but he's not the future. Do they get somebody in free agency? Wouldn't it be something if Andy Dalton went to a team like the Colts and his buddy A.J. Green followed? They were both drafted together. They've been together with Cincinnati for so long. Now you actually have a full team with a great defense and offensive line for Andy Dalton, and out of the mess that has been Cincinnati for years. I think it works perfectly. The question is, will they have the cap space to sign both of them? Not sure.
Tim, sit down for 1 second, right? Or you don't have to sit down. If you want to sit down, just right here in this red chair, grab that mic right there. Go ahead and get in the spot there so people can see you at home. You can pull that mic around there to you. We just got done talking, Tim, Cowboys fan real quick, about Brady. signing. Would you want them to get rid of Dak and get Brady for 2 years
No,
in Dallas?
no, I wouldn't. I'm a huge Brady fan, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. But no, I would not want that. I think Dak would be fine. I think Dak's a great quarterback. I think Dak's a top 5 quarterback. I think he proved it last year. He just needs. I think he needs probably a little bit more weapons on offense. I think he needs another wide receiver. If they don't keep Cooper, if Cooper goes in free agency, which could very well happen, I think that it'd be really wise for them to go out and get a wide receiver on the market, or even draft another great wide receiver.
This is a wide receiver heavy class. Wide receiver.
Yeah,
heavy. There was
I agree with you,
there were like
200.
40 at the combine.
Absolutely.
There's a ton of them.
I'm a Dak fan. I mean, he's a great leader. He's great in the locker room. He's a hard worker. He's the first one in the locker room, the last one to leave in the locker room. I mean, what more can you ask for? I mean,
win Super Bowls. That's what you could ask for. Hey, here's the question. This was the question everybody was arguing about. Dallas doesn't retire numbers.
True.
If Brady signs,
He'll be 12. Roger Staubach
Dallas,
can give him that number in a heartbeat.
would he be allowed to wear 12?
Absolutely, no doubt about it. I mean, Roger Staubach, the greatest cowboy ever, no doubt about it.
That's the question. Is would that be?
Well, let me ask you this, Kevin,
allowed?
you and Hunter. If you're Roger Staubach and Tom Brady, say it happens, say they trade Dak, and say Tom Brady comes available and they get him be with the Cowboys.
Right.
You're Roger Staubach. What are you going to do? You're going to give him that number.
I would ask for a trade to the Redskins if they're going to give him my numbers. What I would do, I would say, yeah, y'all can sign him.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
He better wear 21 or 13 or something.
12 in Dallas might be the greatest for Staubach, but 12 in the National Football League is the greatest. Is Tom Brady?
Oh, I agree with
easily.
You. No doubt about that.
Easily. So when you see the number 12 in the NFL, it's Tom.
Well, I'm going to tell you something,
but as
guys.
Dallas fans, it's Roger Staubach.
So if they trade in Green Bay for
Tom Brady,
would they let him wear 12?
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is losing 12.
Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I saw Staubach play pretty much his whole entire career, and I know you guys didn't, but your dad did. Now, I'm going to tell you, a lot of the great quarterbacks say that he was the greatest quarterback ever. I mean, you could argue. I mean, to me, I think Joe Montana's the greatest quarterback I ever seen play. You know, I've seen the Bradshaws, I've seen the Staubachs, I've seen the Elways. And Elway, you can argue and say he's right there with him.
Right.
I mean, those two guys, Elway and Staubach, both of them, and Elway, I tell you, he's the greatest quarterback that ever played a game. I've heard Elway say that a lot of times.
What, himself
about Staubach.
is?
No, about Staubach.
I thought you said
Yeah.
himself.
I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if he said it about himself.
I wouldn't either.
Elway's kind of arrogant.
But no. I mean, you know, what defines the greatest quarterback? Super Bowls. I mean, Tom Brady.
He's got not only Super Bowls, but he's got statistics as well.
He does.
He's top 3 in almost every statistical aspect there is.
Montana.
Drew's got a lot of them, and he's got a Super Bowl, so he'll always be in conversation.
Yeah.
Would help if he had 2, but Tom also has league MVPs. He's got Super Bowl MVPs. I mean, and he's just been doing it at a high level for what now
is Drew
20
Brees?
years.
6 foot, 5'10".
He's 6 foot.
6 foot.
Right there. 6
He might be the greatest 6 foot quarterback that's ever played a game.
I think he's the best passer that's ever played.
He's pretty good.
He's the most accurate
He's pretty special.
passer.
I have to agree with you there. He's pretty special. Accuracy.
He is special.
You know,
the only thing that's going to hurt him, especially if he does retire after this year, well, not hurt him, but it's going to be a question why more championships, but he never had a league MVP.
Yeah, I thought he should have won it that year when he had 5,000 some yards.
Well, he's had it 5,005 times.
Yeah.
He's been the he's going to be the all-time leader in yards and touchdowns. Won a Super Bowl and never got an MVP. So that tells you, and I try to tell people all the time, it's a yearly award based on a lot of opinions and different things. A lot of times it goes to the quarterback on the team with the best record,
right?
As opposed to who may have been the best player that year. So it's a weird award to kind of gauge when you look at that and say, well, Breeze didn't win an MVP. Well, okay. I mean, he's got every record in the book. Marino didn't win a championship, so you can get on that list. Eli, is he twice as good as Drew Brees for winning 2 championships?
No.
And he beat.
No, I'd take Drew Brees in a heartbeat over Eli.
Eli beat Mr. Take Roger Staubach's number, Tim, twice.
He did. He did.
Twice.
I mean, you got to hand it to him. Is he Hall of Fame?
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
I say yes. I
If
say
Brady's
first ballot.
if you make the case that Brady's the best, then Eli has to be in the Hall of Fame. I think.
They make
If you're gonna say, Brady's top 5, then I'll say, okay, I'll listen to an argument about Eli not being.
I've
But
heard
if Brady's the GOAT and definitely the Brady.
Tell me your 5 greatest quarterbacks, Hunter. Your 5 greatest.
Well, there's our
quarterbacks
10
all
right
there's
there
our
behind
10
you.
right behind you.
time. Top 10. I agree with
9.
Montana.
Somebody wrote Vic on there.
I like my
9 on the left.
Montana, Brady,
We could-
Unitas, Marino, Aikman. I'd say Montana 1, Brady 2. I'd say, oh man, I'm gonna say John Elway. I'm gonna say him 3. I'm gonna say after John Elway,
He played in
how come
5
he's not
Super
even the
Bowls.
top? Elway's top. I say John Elway 3.
Those aren't in order. They're just
Yeah.
on the list.
I'd say probably. Oh man,
It's tough.
it is tough. I mean, there are a lot of great quarterbacks. I mean, you could argue you could say Brett Favre, Aikman, somebody like that.
Patrick Mahomes.
No.
Now
No. Montana, Brady.
he will be in
Elway.
conversation when he
I'm
wins
gonna
it
say
next year.
Staubach number 4. I'm gonna say Staubach 4,
Uh-huh.
and my 5th quarterback. I mean, if you look back at Unitas, what he did, I know he didn't win, but one
He got
championship,
one Super Bowl.
one Super Bowl, but I'd say Peyton 5.
Hey, Peyton's on
That'd be my top 5.
regardless.
So I go Montana, Tom Brady,
Mhm.
John Elway, Roger Staubach 4, and then I'd say Peyton Manning 5.
Peyton Manning, first quarterback to win a Super Bowl for 2 different teams.
What do you think, Kevin?
No. Eli has beat Tom Brady more
He's
than
not
Peyton,
on there.
more than
Eli's
Peyton
5,
did.
Peyton Manning.
No.
Eli beat Brady more than Peyton did, and Eli has 2 Super Bowl MVPs. Peyton only has 1.
He does, and he lost the
So-
Super Bowl.
Yeah. So I mean, Eli's never been beaten a Super
Yeah.
Bowl. But
Peyton doesn't have a win-loss
but
record
y'all-
that's a
but-
perfect
but y'all-
500.
but y'all
he
are-
he don't lose a lot.
What y'all are saying is Eli doesn't come to Peyton. What I'm saying is Peyton has to go down to Eli.
No.
Yeah, Peyton is not on. I
Not
never
on,
thought. I never once thought Peyton. I never liked Peyton because he never threw a spiral, and to me, all he was one of the first ones that all he was doing was going up and reading the defenses and putting the teams in the best position to win,
I mean,
which was
guys,
great. and
Well, he's a
awesome.
winner.
Look at
He was great and
Bradshaw.
awesome.
Look at Bradshaw. 4 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say what you want to about the defense he had and about the offensive weapons he had,
Steele,
and
Kirk
Stallworth and Lynn Swan,
The defense.
and Franco Harris, and the offense, Mike
defense.
Webster. Now that guy had to produce. He
Right.
produced in the big games.
Mhm.
Bradshaw did.
All right, Hunter. They got Panthers on 3 different. I mean, not Panthers. Phillip Rivers on 3 possible different teams: Bucks, Colts, or Panthers. I see all of them. If I'm him,
I want to stay
if
in
he
Florida.
wants to stay in the AFC, that's a good chance for the Colts. But he lives in Florida. Just moved back to Florida. Warm weather, great wide receivers. Bucks would be my place for him. They wouldn't even have to change a thing on offense other than putting Rivers in there instead of Jameis.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the ones I'm seeing, if they're speculating for the Bucks and Panthers, they're giving him 3-year deals. Do you think he really has 3 years left in him?
Yeah.
And basically,
Cam
what you
Newton,
saw
guys.
last
Where's
year.
Cam Newton going?
Well, that's what it's going to lead into. What they're doing is leading into that. So if the Bucks were to go to Phillip Rivers went to the Bucks, what that would send Teddy Bridgewater to the Chargers, Tyrod Taylor to LA for a 7th round
No,
pick.
from LA to
from
Baltimore.
LA to Baltimore, back to Baltimore to be the backup. Raiders trade up for Tua, Jameson 1-year deal in Chicago, and Packers Flacco for the backup. So there's that scenario. If Rivers signs with the Colts, their scenario is Indy gets Austin Hooper to help out. Vikings trade Cousins to the Chargers
He'd have
for a
just,
2nd round
he'd have
pick.
just as good of a roster with the
Tell
Chargers
you
than he
what,
already does
San
with
Diego's got weapons.
Minnesota.
They got
They're
some
good.
weapons. If I was quarterback from San Diego, Phillip Rivers, I would want to go to a contending team to win a championship because his years are about over with.
It's gonna be tough.
If it ain't already over.
Listen, San Diego is awful, Tim.
They really?
They don't have a single player on their team.
They got a running back, pretty
Right.
decent running back.
No, there's a team in LA named the Chargers, but there's
Oh, that's
nobody
the
in
one.
San
Yeah,
Diego.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the Chargers. But anyway, the
Why
Chargers.
did San Diego get an XFL team?
That's crazy.
I
Andy.
don't know.
Instead of
Look,
LA.
I say this: if the XFL continues
You
to
have
have great
to-
ratings,
I mean, guys,
All right.
keep up the good
Hey,
work.
no,
All
yeah,
right, see ya.
thank you. If they continue to have great ratings, don't be surprised they'll have expansion teams. They'll just have so much
Shouldn't
money
they
to be
have
able
hit
to
up
do it.
Shouldn't they have hit up cities like that?
That need it.
Right.
Well, it made sense for St. Louis. They fit because
Right.
they had the Rams at one
Right.
point. They were starving for a football team.
Portland. Chargers, Phillip Rivers mutually agree with enter free agency, not return to the team. Yeah. All right. They had talked about that, so they make it official that Rivers will not be.
Breaking news
returning.
brought to you by Tim Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, there it is, Cromwell's team. But I thought they'd already announced that. I guess they.
Well,
don't,
they had
but
announced
not
that
officially.
Rivers had left the team, but I guess his contract still had to run
Right.
out or whatever, and now he officially is an unrestricted free agent. So.
Gotcha. So, hold on.
Good Lord bless you with the sneeze.
Oh, I've got big sneezes. I can't even
yeah.
have
Woo.
a microphone on in the room
No.
with that.
Not at all.
I feel like I'm gonna be one of those people, especially when I'm older.
Yeah.
I'll start to get brittle. Is I'm gonna break a rib sneezing. It's gonna happen. I can feel it. I don't know how many times I've sneezed and just been like wanting to lay still for a minute. All right. This affects us, Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Phillip Rivers to the
Yeah.
Carolina Panthers on
Don't
a
see it.
3-year deal. I do.
Well, if they
Um,
do it, it's just he'll end up being a backup for maybe those 2 extra years. Because if they're no good, they're going to draft a quarterback.
Well, right, but this is how I see he could end up in Carolina. If they're planning on drafting one with that first pick and then having Rivers play for 2 years, it's got to be a, hey, I know I'm going to play 2 years things. If Phillip Rivers wants to play 3 or 4 more years or whatever, I think the best for him is Bucks and Colts. I think Carolina's the last ditch effort
The
type
thing,
of thing.
you want to know why? Because Carolina, they won't admit it. They're in a rebuild. They are
Yeah.
100% in a rebuild.
Here's what I don't get on some of these scenarios. Some of them make no sense. You and me have sat here and went over 15 to almost about 20 teams that could make
a move.
a play. Why would the Broncos trade for Cam Newton?
They really shouldn't. They have
Why
Drew
would
Lock.
they? Right.
They have Drew Lock. They have a young guy that they can keep on a rookie contract, and he can play. I mean, he might
If
not
Kyle
be the
Allen
greatest thing.
if Kyle Allen
Well,
was
here's
as
the-
good as
well,
Drew
here's the
Lock right now, would
question.
we be talking about that?
Well, and I don't know, but here's the question too: does John Elway really think they're still in contender mode?
Ooh, I like this. Oh, Denver. I don't know. They're
That's
kind
the
of
thing.
they got a good
It's
decent
a good
defense.
defense, but they were even talking about moving off Von Miller this year.
Tampa Bay gets Flacco to be short-term starter after they draft Justin Herbert. I like
I don't know, but I love Justin Herbert.
he might throw the deep
I
ball
think
with
he's
those
really
receivers.
good. I think-
Flacco, even Ryan Fitzpatrick would be decent up there.
The main difference between Joe Flacco and Justin Herbert, Flacco's a statue still, and Justin Herbert is mobile and athletic.
Okay.
The thing is they're both big.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Herbert's like 6'6". Joe Flacco's like 6'4", 6'5". They got big arms. The problem that people have with Justin Herbert is his accuracy. He can just work on his accuracy, but I've said the same thing about Josh Allen, and he made the playoffs this year. He's big, he's athletic, he's mobile, and he's got a huge arm. All it takes is a quarterback's coach to work on his accuracy, fix his mechanics a little bit. That's all it takes.
All right, 3 scenarios for Cam Newton.
Yeah.
That's what everybody's been waiting on. This is not our scenarios. Of course, this is ESPN's thoughts and ideas.
And we're just spitballing off of it.
It says if Cam Newton is traded to the Chargers for a second-round pick, that would mean the Panthers could sign Taysom Hill to a 2-year deal to go along with their new college system coaches.
Yeah.
Nick Foles to the Dolphins. Jacksonville brings in Andy Dalton. And the Patriots trade a late pick for Josh Rosen.
Ugh.
Marcus Mariota, 2-year deal with the Eagles.
Man, I've seen Josh Rosen in play for 2 of these already. Man, I'm dumped off of Josh Rosen. He can't play at the NFL
He's going to
level.
the XFL.
I think he would do good at the
Yeah.
XFL. That would be a name people would know. He was a first-round draft pick, just didn't pay out in the NFL. If he goes to the XFL and has a great career, great.
How about the Dolphins? Cam for Ryan Fitzpatrick trade
That's so dumb.
as the Panthers. I'm sure they would give another draft pick as well.
Oh yeah, look
Like a
at
second round or
what's
third round
underneath
pick.
it. Look at what's underneath it.
So that would lead Panthers flipping for a 5th-round pick. No, the Panthers turn around and trade Ryan Fitzpatrick to Philadelphia for a 5th round. That's what that one says.
Yeah.
Either way, Cam to the Dolphins could lead to, like, I don't know how Cam to the Dolphins leads to Stafford to the Raiders. Like, where do they come up with that?
I don't
Now, if Cam Newton's traded down to the Chargers, Stafford don't go to the Raiders, Hunter. But if Cam Newton's traded to the Dolphins,
He goes to the Raiders.
How does that? Oh, these are just wild speculations because we could do this with everybody. Like Derek Carr signs with the Chargers on a 2-year deal. He should. Whoever does this should start with what the Dolphins are going to do, and it don't even say what the Dolphins are going to do after trading that out. Like,
Yeah.
What dumb? Bridgewater re-signs with the Saints. Taysom Hill returned to the Saints. That one made no sense. So Cam to the Dolphins. We're just going to wipe off the board because I don't know.
Here's the thing, though.
I am intrigued by this one.
Well, this one too.
John
yeah.
Gruden
But
loves
I'll
Cam Newton.
say this about if Cam Newton goes to the Dolphins, it's a winnable division. Especially if Tom Brady leaves the Patriots.
If Cam's healthy.
If Cam's healthy, it's a winnable division. We don't know what the Jets are really going to be. I know they looked better with Sam Darnold, but that organization as a whole is a mess. The Bills, who I think are really good, they constantly seem to split with teams in their division that's not named the Patriots, just because it's been Tom Brady's Patriots.
I think
this could be winnable.
I think we're looking at Brady. The way the Chargers are setting this up, they want a star. So Brady
For their new stadium.
right? Brady, Cam,
They
LA.
got to sell them PSLs.
Who else would be a good quarterback in LA besides Cam and Brady? I mean,
That's available.
right?
I think Teddy would be fine.
Would
Bridgewater's
would they
known.
want him to market? Like that's what I'm saying. That's my only thing. Is
Kirk.
they're looking at for big.
Market Kirk.
So
No,
this
what
says,
they need to do if they want a guy that the people can get around just because he's they need to trade for Gardner Minshew.
Oh God,
Minshew Mania in L.A.
how about Minshew Mania in the black hole?
I think it'd be crazy.
I'll go with you on Vegas.
I'm telling you, I don't see why not. If you're just trying to sell tickets, and people don't think he can't play, he had better statistics in
Than the
playing
Rookie of the
fewer
Year.
games than Rookie of the Year Kyler Murray.
Yeah, he did.
So
So
he can play.
Cam to the Raiders.
That's why a lot of these, when I see them trading Jacksonville for a new quarterback, I'm like, dude, you got a guy on a rookie contract. Just play him.
Right.
And keep Nick Foles in your back pocket. So what if you got to pay him?
Well, that was the thing with Romo and Dak is that either way you're playing a starter $27 million. If they're combined $27 million, it doesn't matter who the starter is. Good.
Exactly.
All right, Raiders, Cam Newton.
Well, selling PSLs.
I think Gruden loves him, and they would sell tickets. I think if for Cam, now his best fit, I think, is Tennessee, possibly even Tampa, and possibly even Indianapolis. The Raiders, I don't think that's a bad move for either team, actually, if he's healthy.
The problem.
Because Gruden is weird in the fact when you watch all those old quarterback things, he likes all of them.
No, he likes all
So
of
I have
them.
no idea what he really does like or don't like.
And see, a lot
So
of people
does
say
he or
he
does he
doesn't
not like
he
Derek
doesn't like
Carr?
Derek Carr, but
That's
if
why
we
I
go
can't
if
figure
we
it
go
out.
back, didn't he kind of like Derek Carr coming out of college anyways? But now that he's got him, he's like, it's not for me. And here's the thing too, as well. They got a good tight end in Wallen for Oakland, and they have an outstanding running back in Josh Jacobs. Other than that, there is no perimeter help for Cam Newton. So they're gonna, if they do make this move, they have got to address getting Cam some help, or else he's gonna be throwing to nobody.
Right. Well, this guy, if he does that, it says the Panthers with Teddy Bridgewater.
Dude, Teddy Bridgewater, I'm telling
Do
you,
you think he would want to sign here?
to me, because
If you're him, where would you want to be?
Indy, if I'm Teddy, I want to be somewhere where I can win, and I know they're going to commit
Tampa?
to me. I was about to say, if I'm Teddy, I want to go home and try and win in South Florida somewhere, either Tampa or Miami, one of those two. But Miami, I think, sold on drafting a quarterback.
Him throwing to Evans is
Mike Evans, Marquise Goodwin. I mean, their tight end is good. O.J. Howard, who is out of Alabama, so they've got weapons, man. But oh my God, do you see the one that's underneath Teddy though? The Chargers land Jameis Winston on a 3-year, $99 million deal. 3 years, $99 million. You're paying him $33 million a year.
There's gonna be somebody mad that they end up having to sign Jameis because somebody's gonna get who they wanted.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna get their second pick, and then all of this is gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, Hunter, let's just go through real quick.
Standings?
Standings. Let's go over the teams. I want you to go over the teams real quick because remember, there's quarterbacks we just named that we didn't name the other day that could be making moves.
Oh, I know. And see, this is only a small amount. They didn't even do all the quarterbacks that are on the move. They only did the 3 big names in Rivers, Tom Brady, and Cam Newton.
Let's just count the teams that they mentioned. Dolphins,
Yep,
Patriots.
obviously. They mentioned the Colts. They mentioned the Jaguars. They mentioned the Titans.
Steelers. They even mentioned Steelers signing Flacco, but I'm not gonna. Let's not put that on the list for new
They
quarterback.
mentioned the Raiders.
Bengals, Chargers,
They've mentioned a lot of teams.
Broncos. I'm gonna go. Okay, let's go through with what they mentioned. Okay, all right. All right, they didn't. Let's count the ones they didn't mention. Okay,
They didn't mention Buffalo.
Buffalo,
and they didn't mention the Jets. We'll
You're
just go
right.
by. We'll just go by
they
divisions.
didn't mention Baltimore, or Cleveland,
Yeah, yep.
and
So there's-
Houston. There's 5.
Mhm.
Kansas City 6. Everyone else in the AFC is in play for a quarterback move.
They mentioned the Eagles for a backup, but I don't really want to count that. And they didn't mention the Cowboys. So really, they didn't mention any team
But
in the
we
NFC
mentioned
East.
we mentioned the Cowboys.
We mentioned. Do you want to count what we mentioned, or are you just going off of what they mentioned?
What do you got on right now?
Right now, I'm on
counting,
6.
We're 6 in the AFC. Now let's do the
6
NFC.
in the AFC.
Who
in the
will not
NFC.
be? Who will not be making? Definitely 100% not making quarterback move. Giants,
Yes.
Packers,
Yes.
Falcons,
Yes.
Cardinals,
Everybody in the West.
Rams, 49ers, and Seahawks. So 7 in the NFC. So there's 13 teams that we don't think are making any
No.
type of quarterback move. That leaves still 19 teams in the NFL that could make some type of quarterback move. Could, not will, could. So that's Hunter's official number of 3 to 19. And what's going to happen is as soon as one guy signs, and I think it's Brady's going to be the first to sign, so we know what's going to happen.
Obviously, I don't know.
Then the
man.
dominoes will fall.
Because I think Tom Brady is a key piece, obviously, because of his name and how many Super Bowls he's won and teams that are in win now mode. I think the one name that's going to be tossed around the most is Teddy Bridgewater. I think he is the X factor for a lot of these teams.
I think he could steal some money from somebody.
Oh, he'll steal a lot of money
As soon as somebody.
But to me, it's not stealing unless it's a bad team, and they're just not going to win because the team is bad. If he goes to a team that can win, that's not them stealing money from him. That's them paying what he's worth.
What I'm saying is, I guess what I meant by that is that if he's in a position, and I keep saying most of these quarterbacks don't have a good position, but I think he is in a good position to where
Teddy Bridgewater's in the same position Jimmy Garoppolo is in.
as soon as one of these other guys moves, as soon as, let's say Brady goes to the Chargers, and as soon as that happens, the Patriots have to make an immediate decision. Who does Bill Belichick want to be their quarterback?
But even then, right now, the Chargers were brought up on here talking about the possibility of Teddy going to the Chargers. If the Chargers, because they, like we just got,
They wouldn't
breaking
choose him
news.
over Brady. First move.
First, well, okay, not
That's
first.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The
Not-
first move, the first domino that has to happen for anything has to be where Brady's deciding where he's going to go. Because if he moves,
okay, yeah, he's the
then everything else is,
he
is
has to.
crazy.
Well, the first thing is he has to announce it,
right.
and now you're talking about are teams willing to wait and miss out on the opportunity of maybe getting a Bridgewater,
Right. That's what I'm saying. As soon as Brady makes the decision, Hunter, whether he's going or leaving, let's say if he's going, right?
Well, I would like for him just to come out and say whether or not he's going to listen to his options.
I know. As soon as he decides he's going, Belichick is going to make a move.
Oh yeah,
Very
absolutely.
next. He's not waiting.
He's not waiting. He's a
on
chess.
everyone else.
he's
What
a
I'm saying
chess
is,
master.
as soon as Brady says, and you may even get the Patriots announcement before who Brady's signing with.
Right.
So, because if Brady would say, "I'm not going to come back, guys. I'm going to go sign with the Chargers," it might be 10 minutes later you hear Patriots Bridgewater $35 million deal. That's where I'm going. Is like that's going to go boom, boom.
Serious, man.
And then everybody else is
Teddy
going to be like, "Oh
Bridgewater.
crap, what are we going to do?"
Bridgewater's in the same position Garoppolo's in. He's got enough film and enough tape, and he's won.
He's
That
won a lot.
even as a backup, he won more games than Garoppolo did. And look at the contract they gave Garoppolo for the 49ers.
I'm sure
So
his agent is saying that.
Yep, Teddy Bridgewater is going to get paid.
I'm pretty sure
That's
his
another.
agent-
That's another guy from Louisville that's going to have a lot of success. Him and Lamar Jackson.
I'm trying to get my shot up there.
Yeah, we gave ESPN enough time on the screen. God almighty. It's not like they already have a whole network.
Right. We want to talk about those moves. I can't wait till they start making moves and get it going.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we'll
it's
know
gonna be
exactly where
exciting.
everybody's going to be.
It's gonna be fun to watch
We can get back in here and predict who's going to.
because this is
Miss
what's
the playoffs.
this is what's so nice about it. We literally can talk about this every week. because it's just so much suspense behind it. And especially with the NFL Combine coming up in April, to see who shines at the quarterback position, because I know we only talk about the top 3, Joe Burrow, Tua, Justin, but there are other quarterbacks coming out. Jacob Eason is coming out of Washington. I'm not a big fan of this one, but Jake Fromm is coming out. I mean, he won games at Georgia. He can be to me, he's like a Kirk Cousins. He can be a game manager. So there are options. They're talking about that glove kid out of Utah State. His comp that they're comparing him to is Patrick Mahomes, because his arm is so big and he's so athletic. But he played at Utah State, kind of like Patrick played at Texas Tech. Does he come into play?
You're a college football fan.
Yeah.
Explain to me why all the good quarterbacks don't come from the big schools. No, I'm gonna say all of them, but there's it's almost a 50-50 chance. And I know we talk about on Saturdays Chaz and them all the time, and that's the example or reason I like to give is that if it's one coach believing in you over another one, and who your coach is and who recruited you and whatnot. A lot of these times you've got kids like Joe Flacco going to Delaware, and he's 10th in all-time NFL playoff wins, and the Carson Wentz drafted first, and you talk about Utah State, and then Patrick Mahomes had a losing record at Texas Tech.
I don't know, man.
So how is the greatest, or what some people are calling maybe the greatest quarterback? He could be the greatest quarterback of all time, and Patty Mahomes going forward had a losing record at Texas Tech. So what is it about the college system that does not produce, show us, or give us the great examples of who the good quarterbacks really are?
I honestly, God, can't explain it, because you see them have such success on that level. Maybe it's because, they always want to talk about, well, he had just so much talent around him. Did that elevate his game? But then I have to look at them and say, well, you can't say the guys at the NFL at the next level, who are the cream of the crop,
How did all
talented.
the Division I teams miss Wentz and miss Romo and miss Joe Flacco?
That's what I mean. Maybe it's just scouting. Maybe they went to schools where there wasn't a lot of hype around them in high school. They didn't go to the premier 5A high school.
I look at Isaiah Best over here at Shelby, and he's 6'4" and can throw the ball 60, 70 yards. And I'm like, that's prototypical size. And then when we talk about Chaz, I mean, he's 6'3", 230. Dennis sat here on Friday night near the end of the season said, Chaz isn't big enough to play quarterback in the NFL. Quarterback. I was like, he's big. And he was talking about how great Aaron Rodgers was.
Bigger than Drew Brees.
I said he's bigger than Aaron Rodgers, and you just got done talking about how good Aaron Rodgers is.
He's bigger than Drew Brees. He's bigger than Russell Wilson. He's bigger than Baker
Mayfield. If you walk
Mayfield.
in that quarterback room at Carolina and saw Chaz standing there, you'd be like, that's my quarterback. Like, he looks like a super, athletic. This is the man.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm just saying. It's that these quarterbacks in these college situations, some kids get an opportunity to play, some don't at different schools. It's really weird. And I like seeing the XFL type of league because of that, because you get players and you may have more. And that may be the way we transition more to a more running style play from quarterbacks in the NFL, is that those guys get more opportunities away from a college coach who's making millions of dollars, who's putting his job on the line.
Yeah.
This past weekend,